Hi there, Russel Stratton, President and Leadership Champion with Bluegem Learning. I work with organisations just like yours to help managers improve individual and team performance and ultimately drive up results in your organisation. The last couple of vlogs I've been talking about managing the unmanageable, having those difficult workplace conversations. We looked at the BEEF model and again looked at the 4 hats in terms of behaviour. And the final vlog in the series, I'd like to look at the S.C.A.R.F Model. This is the work of David Rock going back into 2008, but it was thinking about how people approach change and whether they're going to be something that they're working towards positively or something that they're running away from. So the idea that often whenever we have any change in the organization, and this can be big change like a complete restructuring or a merger or an acquisition, or it can be sort of more localized change where perhaps you're having a conversation with an employee about a performance improvement initiative that you've got in place or something that you need for them to do differently. And people react to this based on they run away from something that they perceive to be a threat, or they move towards something that they believe to be a reward. So it's sort of a little bit counterintuitive in some ways. We tend to think that, well, if we offer people a reward, they're more likely to move towards it. The reality is often that people actually are more likely to move away from something that they feel threatened by. And there are 5 areas under the S.C.A.R.F model that David Rock talks about, and I just want to run through these with you because it helps us understand why perhaps some of our employees are behaving the way that they do. So the first one is status. So at any time when somebody believes that their status is being challenged, they tend to balk at that and we tend to get resistance from them. So that status could be, their job title, it could be their perception of where they are in the organization, where they think they're going for their career. So you can imagine if you're sitting there with somebody who's quite ambitious, they're wanting to do well, and then you're telling them that actually their performance isn't up to the standard you need, that can sometimes feel as a challenge to their status, and that's why you get pushback from them. The second area we get is certainty. And that's often where people feel they're not certain about what the future is going to look like. And this comes into play typically around change initiatives, particularly when we're talking about structural organizational change. How I've done things in the past is not going to be how I'm going to be doing them in the future. And people start to, again, push back. They shy away from it. It's something they're not comfortable with. So that uncertainty causes an issue for a lot of folks. The saying that we need to be comfortable with ambiguity sounds great, but for a lot of people, uncertainty is something that they find unsettling, and that could be why you're getting pushback. The third area is around autonomy. People often like to feel that they have control not over their own lives completely, but also the work that they do. Often the fact that people can control how they do their work, within reason when they do it, what tasks they take in what order. Any time that starts to get challenged, where we're looking to change that, or we're looking to say, no, you might like to do things like this, but actually I need you to do them in this way, because that's how the organization's heading, gets that pushback because people are feeling that their autonomy is being challenged. The fourth area we look at is relatedness. And this is the ability that people have to relate with others and to interact with others in the organization. So again, whenever we change anything in terms of a team makeup, perhaps we bring in new team members, or perhaps there might be conflicts within team members where people aren't getting on for whatever reason. That starts to hit back in terms of their feeling of relatedness, and again, it can have people unsettled and pushing back towards us. And our final concept is around fairness. People like to feel that they're being treated in a fair manner. At any time when they feel that it's being unfair, even if it isn't, but they feel that it is, we get pushback from them. So this could be, again, in terms of change of work duties. Why I'm asking this person over here to change their shift pattern, and well, why are you asking me and you're not asking my colleague? That's the bit where they feel that they're being treated unfairly, and then you get pushback. So the benefit of understanding the S.C.A.R.F model is when you're getting challenge from people, and perhaps that challenge is moving into being unmanageable, we get some understanding as to why this might be. So again, take a reflection back if you're having those difficult situations. Is it something to do with the person's status? Is it to do with certainty about what they're doing? Is it to do with autonomy over what they do? Is there an issue about relatedness with other co-workers or about their perception of fairness? And that may give you an idea of where you need to focus your efforts in terms of solving the problem with them. If you found that information useful, feel free to share with your colleagues, comment below, and I'll see you next time.